The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
It is finally over. Bag it, Wilson Truthers. Bag it.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. To the Wilson Truthers. We will see you later. Zach Wilson is gone. It is finally over. The end of one of the worst eras in Jets football is finally done.
Stinks.
It is over. No more Zach Wilson. The Jets and the Broncos have agreed to a trade that sends the former number 2 pick in the draft to Denver in exchange for a 6th-round pick. It is a late-round pick swap, as the Jets are reportedly including one of their 7th-round picks in the deal. So Zach Wilson and a 7th to Denver for a 6th-round pick, and the Jets are going to pay part, if not all. I'm curious to see the official details of Zach Wilson's salary. So in the end, the Jets got basically nothing for Zach Wilson. They had to pay to get rid of him. They improve in the draft slightly. It is what it is. It is better than outright cutting him and taking the full negative cap hit, the full dead cap hit. But at the end of the day, if you were expecting anything more than what the Jets got for Zach Wilson, you were gravely mistaken. But the bottom line is this. This needed to happen. I'm glad it happens before the draft, because if you're the Jets, you could not, under any circumstance, keep Zach Wilson on your team any longer. And it's not that he's a bad guy. It just was time for both sides to move forward without each other. Woody Johnson at the NFL honors meetings said, we need a backup. We didn't have one last year. And then tried to walk it back 6 weeks later at the NFL owners meetings in Orlando, calling Zach Wilson an asset. The toothpaste had already been out of the tube. It was time to move on without Zach. They signed Tyrod Taylor to be their backup on the first day of free agency. They made it clear to Zach Wilson that they were going to give him an opportunity to seek a trade when the offseason started. Joe Douglas even admitted that at the NFL Combine when he spoke with the media. This was a deal that needed to happen. It's not about what they got back, because you weren't going to get anything. It's just about moving forward. And I wish no ill will to Zach Wilson. I don't think he's a bad guy. He just wasn't a good quarterback. He's not the first. He won't be the last. Unfortunately, so much of the discourse with Zach Wilson this past year, a lot of it wasn't really his fault. He wasn't supposed to play. I blame Joe Douglas for the Jet quarterback situation, not Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson should not have been on the 2023 Jets. And this is not a second guess. This is a first guess. Go look it up. A year ago at this time, I was pounding the table for a better backup. We don't need to relitigate what happened last season. It happened. We watched it. It was the worst quarterback play any of us have ever seen. Not just by him, but throw Tim Boyle in the mix as well. It was a nightmare that we never, hopefully, have to live through again. And moving forward without Zach Wilson is the first step. When I think of the Jets' god-awful uniforms the last 5 years, I think of Adam Gase and I think of Zach Wilson. We now hopefully wrap up one of the worst eras any football team has ever had. As the playoff drought reached 13 seasons, the Jets never came close to having a winning season during this stretch. And with Zach Wilson, I don't think he ever truly could handle playing in the New York market. I think it was always between the ears. The physical talent is there. You don't get picked second overall by accident. He's got an unbelievable arm. He is athletic. I don't think he ever processed as quickly as you need to process to play the position. And then I think it snowballed playing in New York, playing for the Jets. There's a difference in playing for the Jets at the quarterback spot than most teams in the league as far as the media scrutiny, the fan base expectations, the pressure. And basically, because they moved on from Darnold, Zach Wilson right away never really caught a break from the fan base. He came in and was expected to be better than Sam, and he was worse. And while I was patient with him after his rookie year, he lost me after that second Patriot game in 2022, and that was it. Anyone who watched this team knew any quarterback besides Zach gave them a better chance to win that season. Mike White, Josh Johnson, Joe Flacco, we all watched it. And this past year, congrats, Wilson truthers. Zach Wilson's better than Tim Boyle, who belongs in the CFL, who shouldn't be on an NFL roster. But I'm happy that this saga is now over because I have no ill will towards Zach or his family that used to watch this show or his dad that used to DM me or his mom that used to message me, now blocks me on Instagram. I really wish them all the best. But you Wilson truthers are going to learn that Zach Wilson's just not the guy. And I wish him well. Maybe he could be a long-term backup. Maybe he'll prove us all wrong, and 9 years from now, he'll pull a Geno Smith. Jets couldn't wait 9 more years. It was time to move on. And at the end of the day, this was always going to happen. You know, some of you were messaging me and calling into the show, they're going to keep him, Jake. Look at what he said. If you believed for a second that Zach Wilson was going to be on the 2024 Jets, I'd love to sell you a bridge because I'm the proud owner of the Brooklyn Bridge. I mean, come on. So people are probably expecting me to get on here and dance and celebrate. This was always going to happen. This is the culmination of a terrible, painful, brutal era of Jets football that hopefully is in the past. New uniforms, Rodgers back, better players, O-line revamped, Mike Williams added, number 10 pick, maybe moving up on the way. It's time to move forward, Jet fans. We could officially put an end to the Zach Wilson era, which I hate to say it. I don't like dunking on the guy, but I know I'm going to be asked this question, so I'll just address it right now. If you're ranking the biggest bust in Jets history, I think there's a compelling argument to make Zach Wilson's number one because of the investment they made in him, the position he plays. You could say Vernon Golston, that's fine. Vernon Golston wasn't the second pick in the draft. Johnny Lamb Jones didn't play quarterback. Kyle Brady was a tight end. Kyle Wilson was a corner. Calvin Pryor was a safety. We could keep going. I think it's tough to find a bigger bust in the history of this team than Zach Wilson. And he played more snaps than any Jet draft pick I could remember that we all knew stunk besides his cult following of loser truthers. So I don't like dunking on the guy, but he needed a fresh start, and so did the Jets. And I wish Zach well. I don't think he's a bad kid. I don't think this is Jamarcus Russell, partying and not knowing the playbook. I don't think this was Johnny Manziel being a bad teammate, having a drug problem, sneaking off to Vegas a couple days before a game to go party. I think Zach Wilson cared. I think he tried. I just don't think he was good. I would suck if I played quarterback too. No, but it doesn't matter how hard I try. It doesn't matter if Aaron Rodgers is tutoring me. And did the Jets always do Zach Wilson the best? Did they always put him in the best position? Obviously not, but if everything's got to be perfect for you to be good, you need a great O-line, you need great receivers, you're not a good quarterback. Sorry. You're not. If everything's got to be perfect for you to be great, why are you the second pick in the draft? You're supposed to elevate guys. He never was going to. When the Jets were winning with Zach Wilson, Breece Hall was carrying them. AVT was still healthy. There was never a moment where Zach Wilson carried the Jets to a victory. His best moments, a couple of them came in losses, like the Kansas City game or the Tampa Bay Bucks game his rookie year, but it was never a complete game. When did Zach Wilson ever play 4 quarters of excellent football? Even the second half against Houston. played well, but it was too little too late. And anytime, this is how you know Zach Wilson is not the guy, and when you knew he's not the guy. Anytime he would have moments of playing well, he could never follow it up with a consecutive good game in a row. Defensive coordinators would make adjustments, and he would not adjust back. He's not the guy. And I wish him well. I harbor no ill will feelings towards him as a human being. And Zach Wilson has $35 million in the bank no matter what. So good for him. So I wish him well, but this had to happen. It finally has happened, people. And now we as fans can move forward as the Zach Wilson era is over. So I say cheers to my Jet fans as we move forward. Anything is possible. Hit the Henny emoji if you're an Asmaniac. And we drink to the end of the Wilson era, and we look ahead to the draft Thursday night. It's time to move forward because I was sick and tired of talking about Zach Wilson. He was never going to be on the team, and now he officially is not on the team. We will find out the details on how much money the Jets are paying of Zach Wilson's salary, but they now have a 6th-round pick they didn't have in exchange for one of their 7th-round picks. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. Jet fans, your thoughts on the end of the Zach Wilson era. Best way to reach the show is obviously super chats. King Lowski, before the show even started, he decided to gift 5 channel memberships, baby. Yeah. So if you got a membership, because I can't even see the list of names, there's so many people in here. Thank King Lowski. If you want a membership to celebrate the end of the Zach Wilson era, make sure you hit the like button so when someone gifts you that membership, you're ready to go. Let's take some calls now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. Make sure you use promo code Jake so you get 20% off at checkout at gusbuster.com. King Lowski, you're first up today, my man. What's going on?
Jet fans! Jet fans! Jet fans! The child has been exiled! Boy, this is better than anybody we picked up in the whole season. This is better than anybody we gonna draft. This is better than, oh my God! Woo! The child has been exiled. I don't care, Jake. You ain't gotta get excited. I know the Henny gonna get you excited later on. I get excited for you right now. That damn town is out of here. You damn right I give them memberships, and I encourage more people to give memberships for the exile of the child. Oh, I'm telling you, Denver, that's where he belongs. He belongs with Denver. That's where he's right there by Utah. All of you BYU fans, all of you Zach Wilson truthers, y'all can go out there with him. Go ahead. Get out of here. JTS. JTS. Wow.
Oh my God. That was better than I expected. I would say Kiglowski's happy. The child is God, Jet fans.
Excuse me, miss. I need to return this damn child. He's no good. Sometimes a child just is no good. Take his one back.
It's over. It's over, folks. Zach Wilson is gone. It has finally happened. All my Henny slugging that you see on the show, you best believe we got it sponsored. I am proud to welcome Custom Bourbon Tours as a brand new sponsor of the Jake Asman Show. Anytime you see me slug Henny this week on the program in honor of Draft Week, it is all brought to you by my friends at Custom Bourbon Tours. Folks, come experience an unforgettable day on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail with CustomBourbonTours.com. Pick your own distilleries to visit, the vehicle you want to travel in, flexible zero interest payment plans, completely set up your private group outing in less than 4 minutes online. Then go eat a goddamn snack. CustomBourbonTours.com. Folks, you should be giving them the business down there. If you haven't noticed, Custom Bourbon Tours is a Jet family-owned business. Liam, the founder, is a huge fan of the show. We teamed up ahead of draft week. So, folks, when you see me slugging the Henny, it's all brought to you by CustomBourbonTours.com. Check it out. It is a great, great place to travel and take in everything that Kentucky has to offer. Some of the best bourbon you're going to find, obviously, is on that Kentucky Bourbon Trail. Let's go, baby. Comments, questions, super chats. Cut the line. Let's get caught up on some super chats, and then we'll get to your calls. Addison writes in, Hawk is crying in the shower and listening to Whitney Houston. Hey, Hawk, suck it. Hennessy says, bring out the Henny. Oh, it's out, baby. Oh, it's out. I know Jake been waiting for the stream. That thumbnail has been ready for how long? I might have to call in for this one. Hennessy Heisman, you better call in so we can do a shot. Chef Kevin checks in with a super chat. Now we finally move on from the child. As the king would say, next order of business will be to draft O-line/receiver. Let's go, Jets. Amen. The next order of business for the New York Jets is without question nailing the NFL draft. New uniforms, check. Zach Wilson traded, check. Rebuilt offensive line, check. Number 2 receiver in Mike Williams, check. Bring back Thomas Morstead and Greg Zuerlein, check. It is time to nail the draft. We need Joe Douglas to get it done. I have faith in this general manager, more so than most Jets GMs in my lifetime. Now it's time to execute. Lou Rodriguez, been an Asmaniac for 1 month. In the words of King Lowski, get that child off my team. Thanks for the membership support. D-Rob, move over. Elway, your records will be shattered. Go. Well, I'll tell you what. The New York Jets play the Denver Broncos at home this upcoming season. I don't think there's a chance Zach Wilson's the starter for Denver. But if there's some injuries, couldn't you see Zach Wilson being in that game somehow, some way? Third man says, just like A-Rod, Wilson traded the Monday before the draft. Yeah, what a difference a year makes. A year ago, we're celebrating Aaron Rodgers being a Jet. A year later, we're celebrating the end of the Zach Wilson era, which we thought ended last year on this day. God. Ro Delgado with a super chat. What's the over-under on Zach Wilson picks thrown to the Jet defense when the Broncos play the Jets at Jet Life? 0, because he's a third stringer. I don't even know if Zach Wilson makes the team, people. Can we talk about that for a moment? You do realize that Zach Wilson's on a 1-year contract where Denver's basically not paying any of his money. They traded a 6th-round pick for him. Not even, because the Jets gave him a 7th. I don't know if he's a lock to be on the team. He could easily get beat out by someone. Sneakers to boots. JD's a trade genius. Ding dong, the truthers are dead. It's over. All right? For all you Wilson truthers, all you BYU people who joined the channel after the Jets drafted Zach, go find your favorite Bronco YouTuber because we will see you later. All right? I have one thing I'd like to say to all the Zach Wilson truthers. You ready? See ya. Goodbye. John says, SP about to experience the Zach Wilson experiment. Happy day. Yeah, Sean Payton thinks he could fix Zach Wilson. Good luck with that. He was also going to fix Russell Wilson. How'd that work? Couldn't wait to get rid of his ass. Robert says, Jets still retain Mr. Irrelevant pick 257. Yes, it's being reported that the 7th-round pick swap is pick 256, not 257. Jeffrey with a super chat. This feels like I took a huge dump. I'm 20 pounds lighter. I was not expecting to read that one. I'll allow it. Rock and Rant writes in, drinking an old-fashioned in honor of the only thing that Zach apparently scores well with. God. Denver, watch out for your moms. You too, Utah. Bang! Bang! God. Victory Monday using his Asmaniac Super Jet. Did we give them the second to last pick or the Mr. Irrelevant pick? 256. So not the Mr. Irrelevant pick. Philly Noodles checks in. I will be finding my Zach Wilson trading card and burning it live on your show, Jake. Only fitting on Earth Day. Mother Earth gets her child back. God, you people are ruthless. But I'm laughing. Synth Punk, not going to read your super chat. You're a bum. Leanie checks in. She's been a channel member for 8 months. I was getting nervous that JD was going to have to just release him. I'm so excited that he's finally gone. Great job, JD. Cheers. Look, it's better than nothing. I think they probably paid most of the salary. I'm not going to commend Douglas for that. I mean, it is what it is. He drafted him. This should have ended a year ago. They should have traded Zach Wilson when they could have gotten something for him a year ago. I said it then. Trey Lance went for a 4th. They probably could have got something similar for Zach Wilson a year ago. It is what it is. Joe D has gifted 5, count them, 5 memberships. Lowski gifted 5 before the show started, so make sure you pay attention to that. The following 5 people have just received a channel membership courtesy of Joe D. Any relation to Joe Douglas? Ryan Gresham, Mr. Jetskis, Andrew Brunswick, Todd Langdon, and Frankie. Congratulations. You are now all as Maniacs. Let's get to some of your calls and we get right back to the super chats here. But first, this one from Cartman, who writes in, great, send the child to a place with even less oxygen for his poor playing skills. Whatever, good riddance, not our problem anymore. Lowski coining the name The Child for Zach Wilson, and that's sticky, is remarkable. Stevens and Asmaniac for 1 full month, his free super chat. Do you think Ayuk could at all be tied to a trade, including pick number 10? Would you be in favor? No, I do not, and I want the Jets to trade up for one of the receivers to get him on a rookie deal for 5 years. I would not trade pick 10 for Brandon Ayuk. Too much for me. At that rate, trade next year's one and go get Marvin Harrison. That's what I would do. Here for the memes. Details say Jets and Denver are splitting. What is that, like 3.1 million then? 3.2 million? Whatever it is, it's better than outright cutting them. Back to the calls we go. The big fella is on the line. Hello, big fella.
Hey, Jake. How's it going on this great day?
You know, the weather in New York is beautiful. I'm off to the Garden tonight for game 2. I mean, Zach Wilson's not a Jet. The Wilson truthers are gone. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, on behalf of Jet fans, I would like to apologize to the Zach truthers and Zach Wilson for absolutely fucking nothing because his bum ass is is in Denver now, close to Utah. I called this. I called where he was going to go the day the season ended. I said he's going to go to Denver. It's the closest place to where he grew up and everything. It would be the best place for him. He gets his bum ass out of here. The plan is in effect, Jake. The plan is in effect. I'm telling you. And I know you want to trade up for a receiver. I got to do a little housekeeping with you right now. The Fortanu for 50 subs, that's in effect, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Someone calls up Sal Licata, that's 10 memberships. Okay? That's something. Okay? And then our wager about if the Jets draft a player from Tennessee, I give 20 subs, and if they draft Joe Milton, I get the Patreon. Remember that?
You got a deal.
All right, cool. So I'm looking forward to spending a little bit of money this week, Jake.
Look, I hope you make it rain. All right, big fella. This is you on the phone this week. All right, you got the money phone in your hand. All right.
Yep. Jake, read the banner. The plan is in effect, man. I'm telling you. Let's go. Jets, Jets.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go. Jet fans fired up. It's a great week. We kick off draft week by ridding ourselves of the worst draft pick probably in the history of this team. And I don't say that to be funny. It's a fact. Seriously. Name me a worse Jets draft pick than Zach Wilson. You're going to say guys who were not quarterbacks and they didn't play as many games as Zach Wilson did. He started for 3 years, folks. He is historically as bad as anyone we've ever seen in the modern era of football where passing numbers are off the charts. It's truly wild, folks. I mean, you can't make it up. But it's time to move forward. I wish Zach the best. I hope he does have a long career in the league. I don't think he's a bad guy. This is not Johnny Manziel being a bad teammate, going out and partying. This is not Jamarcus Russell or Ryan Leaf where they didn't care. They had, alcohol, substance abuse problems. No quarterback got more chances the last 3 years to be a starting quarterback in this league than Zach Wilson. Nobody. Here for the memes with a super chat. 2.5 million split each. Huzzah, anytime. 2.5 million. Excuse me. Feeling it right now. Is nothing to sneeze at either, by the way. That's like a backup guard. That's David Bakhtiari's guarantee right there. There you go. Thank you, Zach. I'll say this too. Zach Wilson playing, for his standards, a okay game against Denver this year maybe helped. Jets had 400 yards of offense that day. Now, Breece Hall was the main reason. But Zach did make a couple nice plays in that game. He also botched the end of the first half with the time management situation. But they did win that game. Maybe that caught Sean Payton's eye. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. It's the end of the Zach Wilson era. A lot of people want in on the conversation. We will take more of your phone calls, of course. I certainly appreciate the overwhelming support we have on this channel, despite the poor quarterback play we witnessed since this channel has existed. I started this channel really doing daily Jet content when Robert Saleh was hired, January of 21. I've only known Zach Wilson as the Jet quarterback as far as regular season games go. And now we move forward as a channel and as a fan base. So when I see my dad, Steve Asman, say, easy on the booze, to that I say, Dad, wait a second. Who the heck are you to tell me to be easy on the booze?
Just shut the fuck up. I did not ask for the dumb opinion that came out of your ass, so shut the fuck up.
This one's for you, Steve Asman. Happy Passover to all. Comments, questions, super chats. Cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is from Rock and Rant, who says this is like the delayed trade of Tim Tebow for Zach Wilson. I guess you could look at it that way. Big fella writes in, Jake, I read it was 5.5 million. Yeah, so the Jets are paying reportedly 2.5 million or 2.5 million. It's split evenly. J Mags, he's been an Asmaniac for count it 8 whole months. Saleh is as relieved as all the Jet fans right now. Nobody thought I'd see the day. There he goes. See ya. He's gone. All right. Robert Saleh, I'm sure deep down he won't admit it unless he texts Joe B. He's thrilled. All right. Zach Wilson is gone. See ya. Robert, super chat, cuts our line. Today, New York Post placed Jets as the 5th best overall draft picks over the last 5 years, behind only Ravens, 49ers, Cowboys, and Lions. What is this in reference to? Drafting over the last 5 years? I mean, most of that is one draft, though. It was a historically great draft. Speaking of the draft, we are now sponsored by Fanatics. We have an affiliate deal with Fanatics, so I can hook every Jet fan up with the newest Jets gear. So, folks, it is draft week. The Fanatics draft hats are live. Check out in the comment section right down below as you watch this video the link for my Fanatics page. If you buy through Fanatics going through my YouTube page, you help support the channel. So get your draft hats. I've already ordered the green and the black you see on the screen in both styles, the ball cap style, the flat brim style. Either one, both are there for you, courtesy of Fanatics. Check it out. More calls right now. Let's go to the MILF Hunter.
Let's
the
go.
MILF Hunter is gone. Oh, boy.
Look, I reversed it. I don't know what to do. I got a Wilson jersey, but I can make it a Garrett Wilson jersey, right? So that's what I'm going to do.
Well, I think you just need to, maybe use like a little duct tape, turn it more into a 5, and you'll be good to go.
I'm gonna get creative with it. I don't drink, but I do smoke weed. So I got a big bag of weed right here. I'm gonna
My
smoke.
man. My
So
man.
that's what we're gonna do. But I'm so excited, man. The draft is here. Neighbors, Adunze. I hope we get one of them, and maybe we'll get Fontenot. But man, there was this guy that he ran a 3-cone drill more times than Odunze, bro. This guy Knoble, he's incredible, man. I think we gotta look into him.
Man, I have never seen a prospect rise up the boards like Knoble has. So if the Jets could take him, sign me up. All right? I made it very clear. Ladies and gentlemen, the big fella is celebrating the end of the Zach Wilson era by gifting 5, count them, 5 channel memberships to the following Asmaniac listeners. Let's find out who the 5 are because there's so many people in here right now. Make sure you hit the like button so you can get a membership because they're flying off the shelves this morning or this afternoon. Let's see. Big fella, I can't find it. Hold on. Let's get there. I can't even find it. If you got a membership, thank the big fella. There's too many people in here. There's too many comments. StreamYard's not showing me them. Mike is gifted 5 more memberships. Holy crap. I'm just going to hit the alarm sounder so everyone is notified on what is transpiring. Let's go. All right, I got the list for big fella here. Oscar the Grouch, Jonathan Gonzalez, Anthony's Alley, Chris K, Sonato 69. Congratulations, you have received an Asmaniac membership. Congrats. Mike, your memberships. Here's who got yours. Harrison Bernstein, Joan Sicko, Justin Goldberg, Make the Jets Cool Again, and Clap City. We got more. Sound the alarms. M. King. Everyone said, wow, people really like to see Zach Wilson gone, huh? Murphy Jackson, Jet Up 22, Salvatore Nocera, Deshaun Frank, Marcus Clark. Congratulations. You are all Asmaniacs. All right, let's get to more calls here. Let me pin the StreamYard link on the Gusbuster Umbrella hotline, and let's go to NY Jets, Florida. What's up, NY?
Jake, good afternoon. I wonder if now that we've done business with Denver, is there something maybe in play draft night where we may go back to their pick with or without a receiver potentially?
I don't think so because I think they're going to probably have to move further up if they want one of the quarterbacks.
But I mean like a Penix or a Knicks even.
Maybe, but like Denver only would have to move up like 2 spots. Like I don't really see it, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know where Penix or Knicks are going to go. I think Denver might be comfortable just waiting and hoping that once the Vikings trade up for one of the quarterbacks, Denver could stay where they are and just take the best quarterback that's left when they're on the clock at 12.
Right. I hear you. Other than that, it's kind of bittersweet. You know, you have high hopes for drafting a quarterback number 2, and a lot of people did love him. So I couldn't blame JD on this one. So I'm happy he's gone, but in a way, it's tough to swallow that all that happened and on top of the Darnold pick also.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Darnold pick wasn't him, so you can't blame Douglas for that. I thought he did a great job trading Darnold and getting a second round pick, a 4th round pick in that deal. The one thing I'll say for Douglas, I'll never criticize him for getting the Zach Wilson pick wrong. I mean, look at the amount of great organizations that screw up quarterback. Kyle Shanahan screwed up Trey Lance. He's the best offensive guy in the league. So it's hard, man. It's really hard to evaluate that position. I really don't want to relitigate the Joe Douglas, Zach Wilson discourse. Everyone knows where I stand if you watch this channel. He never should have been on the team this past year. That was the mistake. And then not trying to do anything after Rodgers went down week 1. It's hard. WD says the energy vampire has been exiled. Thanks, King Lowski, for the freebie. I love it. Jet fans are the greatest, man. M. King, who just gifted 5 memberships, is back with a super chat. Good luck, Zach Wilson. Nice to be able to move on to other topics to help this team. Goodbye, truthers. The truthers are done. We will see you later. Goodbye, truthers. All right. Broncos Nation, let's ride. Enjoy. Darth Crypto says, hallelujah. Amen. Can I get an amen, Jeff fans? God. Evan says, package a 10 and a fourth and Zach's pick to move up for a Dunze. Zach's pick has no value. You're going to need, I think, to give up probably one of your fours for sure and the 10th pick. I don't think Zach's number 6 pick is going to really sway the deal, if that makes sense. Hopefully, it's not even a true 4 you got to give up. Hopefully, it's what Jeremiah suggested, Evan, and it's a pick swap. Now, that would be awesome. JC Jets signed up the old-fashioned way to be an Asmaniac. Welcome aboard, JC. Now, I do want to say this. We're 35 minutes in. I haven't even been able to mention this because, obviously, we got the breaking news with the Zach Wilson situation developing in real time. So, earlier on the channel, earlier today, I had the opportunity to sit down with a current New York Jet. Jets Pro Bowl punter Thomas Morstead joined the show. Originally, I was going to go live at 3:30 today with that interview airing because it was a pre-recorded interview. Then Zach Wilson got traded at 3 o'clock, and I said, well, can't do that. We got to talk about Zach. So if you're an Asmaniac, at 11 a.m. today, you already got the Thomas Morstead interview. Or if you're on Patreon, you already got the Thomas Morstead interview. It's already up. So that interview will likely air to the general public at some point this week. But if you want it early, a 30-minute sit-down with Thomas Morstead, you need to become an Asmaniac or a Patreon member. And the best way to support me is on Patreon. Thank you to Kenneth Klagler, who just signed up for Patreon 30 minutes ago as I was doing this show. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Here is a clip from my interview with Jets Pro Bowl punter Thomas Morstead. Well, we learned last year, Thomas, that not only can you punt, you can play quarterback, as we saw in that game against Buffalo last year. Could Aaron play punter, though? Because you could play quarterback, but could Aaron punt?
I think Aaron would probably be a better backup than I would be at his position. Let's say that. So the last thing I want to do is try to anybody even jokingly compare me to Aaron as a quarterback, because that'll be a disaster for me. But it was super cool to get to throw a ball for the first time in my career last year and to complete it. And we actually scored points on the drive up in Buffalo. So it was kind of a bucket list thing for me to get to do. So maybe we'll do it again at some point. Never say never.
Were you nervous before you throw it, by the way? I mean, what's going through your mind as that play's called and oh crap, I got to throw here?
I had nerves is how I would say it. So maybe it's just the way I think about it and have more of a positive spin, right? Are you anxious or are you excited? Those are the same things happening to you physiologically, right? It's just more of your mindset about it. Look, in that particular game, Coach Boyer had seen something that was a pretty high percentage as far as the look we were going to get, and so that gave me confidence to just let it go, let it rip, and so yeah, I'm really glad we did it. It was fun to be a part of.
Check out the full interview on Patreon, or if you're an Asmaniac, you can watch the full 30-minute conversation with Thomas Morstead. Jay Miltz with a super chat. He writes in that the Denver Broncos must be high. Maybe, I suppose. Super chat from VR. Zach, bye-bye. Let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Man. Jet fans are ruthless, but I get it. Harris writes in. Harris just became an Asmaniac. Remember last year, some kid announced our pick. Jake, you need to find out at the draft who's announcing our pick and bribe them to announce Knoble. My understanding is Goodell is announcing the Jet pick this year. It's not the kid who I believe was a Make-A-Wish kid, and that was his wish to announce a Jet draft pick. Got to announce it. So I don't know if that will work, Harris. But if you see anyone with a Knoble sign at the draft, we will send them a Jets jersey of their choice. Let's get to more calls right now. Rob, the Jet fan, is up next. Hello, Rob.
Jake, the child is gone.
Yes, he is, Rob.
Praise the Lord. This is to you, Lowski. King Lowski. I know he's loving it. But we finally bamboozled someone to take him. But you know what? We split the cost. We got a 6th round out of it, Jake. That's probably the best we're going to get. JD did a good job. I mean, got to take what you can get. Not a bad job, right?
I mean, they didn't have to pay all the salaries, so that's better than I thought. So not terrible.
Correct. I was talking to Neil. I think that we're probably going to go to the main event and crash Ryan's 24/7 because there was no more tickets. So we might have to just go down there. Neil might come in with a lit cigar. I don't know. All bets are off.
Rob, we're burying the lead here. Have you gone out on a date with the Jet fan waitress from your guys' lunch last weekend?
I got to give you props, Jake. Asking her that late Thursday was not a good idea. She was too tired, she said. No, I'm going to stay in. Unfortunately, the rest of the weekend, I was in Pennsylvania visiting my 2 daughters. I have one who lives in Lancaster and one that lives in Coatesville. So this weekend was shot. Next week, it's the draft, and I'm not going anywhere. So it's probably going to be, I'm sorry, but it's probably going to have to be the following week. I will definitely ask her to get together on the Thursday where she's good for her. So I'm going to have to do that. It's going to have to be probably 2 weeks from now. So, but I'll hook up with her. I'm not worried.
Hey,
but
now.
it's got to be. Oh. What'd you say?
I said, hey, now.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Congrats, Rob. We wish you the best of luck. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob from Glenhead. All right, let's rattle off some more calls here. A lot of people want in. Nick T's up next. What's up, Nick?
What is up, Jake? So I think, Douglas got the most value. We talked about this about a month or so ago about packaging him with a late round pick to try and get a 6. So they get the 6. Now I'm curious because you could argue that, right, to trade up even in a late round, right, you would give up 2 7s to go higher in the 6th round or so. So that's basically how I view it, is he's getting a 7th round pick for Wilson. So I think it's a fair value for what he's done, and it's a good deal.
Well, you paid $2.5 million for.
Yeah, it's the Brock
late
Osweiler
round draft pick. Yes, it's a less version of that deal where that Houston gave up a 2nd to unload Brock. That's how desperate they were to get rid of that contract.
Right, but again, I mean, $2.5 million in the grand scheme of things, what is it, right? So my question now is, they've moved up into the 6th round with that pick, or at least higher into the 6th round. What do you think that pick could be? Because now my thinking is developmental quarterback, or maybe even Frank Gore Jr., a running back.
Nick, you really want me to give you analysis on what pick 100 something is going to be?
No.
No
like, what
idea.
would you want it to be? I think it could be ironic. It just, again, like you're talking about, who called earlier and we mentioned, like, hey, you could end up using that pick to move up. Someone put in the comments that
pick has no value. It's a 6th round pick. Like, go look at the Jimmy Johnson trade chart. Like, it's like negative points. Those picks. Like, once you get that late.
They're not. The pick that we actually got actually does have value. Look at the chart.
How much? 7 points?
No, it actually has like triple the value of what we traded. It's actually over that. It's like 10.
Well, because 7th round picks are like negative value on the modern charts.
No, they all have value. Every pick has a value.
Okay, yeah, they all have value. Not a lot of value. Are we going to play semantics? Yes, technically it has some sort of value attached to it, Nick. Come on. I don't know. If the pick they got for Zach Wilson ends up making the team this year, I call that a win. Can contribute on special teams, I call that a win. Like I don't know what to tell you. It's got value. Yeah, I guess technically, Nick, you win. It has value. Folks, we got some breaking news here. The man who discovered Knoebel, the Lane Train, is watching the show. Oh, baby. He has just announced it. The Jets trade Zach Wilson. And you know what? My man Lane Train is right. Let's go. First reported by the Lane Train. Zach Wilson no longer on the New York Jets. Sexy Rexy for life says, we don't have Zach Wilson. You're right. It's over. The end of an era, Jet fans. We can move forward. Victory Monday writes in, Jake just bought $400 worth of Jets and Knicks gear. Hope you get commission. If you use my link, Victory Monday, I do. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the show. I used my own link. I basically paid myself because I wanted to buy the Jets draft hat because I love the one on the left so much. So you could do the same thing down below. More calls right now. Let's go to Matthew. He's up next. Hello, Matthew.
Hey, Jake. How you been, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. With regards to the news today about Zach Wilson being traded to the Broncos, is this good news? Most definitely. I mean, I just don't. It's so perplexing how a guy with an arm that's comparable to that of Patrick Mahomes or even Aaron Rodgers could be that bad. I mean, as bad as he's been, his arm is remarkably strong. I mean, let's be realistic here about that. But at the same time, Jake, harking back to the year 2021, which was the year he was drafted, was it good news when the Jets took him with the second pick in the first round? No, it wasn't. Jake, there were tons and tons of not just Jets fans, but just your average everyday NFL fan and people on TV. Like, for example, just thinking off the top of my head, like Mel Kiper, I think Keyshawn Johnson was one of them, but don't quote me on that last one. They were all saying, Jets not getting Trevor Lawrence, don't go QB in the first round. They were all right. I was one of them. I said they should not go quarterback in the first round. These are all questionable guys, not named Trevor Lawrence, of course. And all these guys from Zach Wilson to Trey Lance to, help me out here, Justin Fields and so on, the guy who was in New England, Mac Jones, none of them panned out. And I think are now all on different rosters today.
Correct.
Are they not?
They are, but I mean, I would push back on they shouldn't go quarterback. Like, they needed a quarterback. Sam Darnold wasn't the guy. Just because he ended up being better than Zach Wilson doesn't mean that the Jets were wrong for drafting a quarterback. Kyle Shanahan moved off of Garoppolo, who took him to a Super Bowl, to try and take a chance on a guy he thought had a higher ceiling. You either have a quarterback or you don't. The Jets didn't have one, so they tried. It didn't work. I won't kill Douglas for that.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I mean, the San Francisco 49ers gave up a king's ransom for a guy who did absolutely nothing to them. Could the Jets have maybe been in on that instead of the Miami Dolphins, who were sitting right behind them? They got 3 first-round picks for that.
Well, it was really, I mean, it was a pick swap. It was really 2 future first-round picks, and then traded. It was 2? Yeah, they traded from 12 to 3, I think it was that year. Like I mean, the Jets wanted Zach Wilson. And by the way, the Niners had Zach Wilson ahead of Trey Lance on their big board, Matthew, and that's Shanahan. So it just shows you how hard this is. Once again, I've been consistent with this. I'll never criticize Joe Douglas for drafting Zach. It didn't work. He's not the first GM that's missed on a quarterback that high. The criticism was everything that happened last year, and I'm not relitigating it. We all understand what happened. What I will do is shout out Sneakers to Boots for becoming an official Asmaniac. Michael writes in, do we know the cap implications? No, but I mean, it's $5.5 million as the base. Jets were able to trade him. I think they're going to save, by my math, and I'm terrible at math, anywhere from $2 to $4 million on the salary cap, which is better than cutting him and taking a dead $1 million dead cap hit, whatever it was. All right. It is what it is. He was not part of the long-term future. So you had to move on. And they have successfully moved on. Ladies and gentlemen, up next on the hotline is everyone's favorite Bower Boy, Gary. Hello, Gary.
What's going on, Jake?
You tell me.
The trade is like, in reality, it's like a non-story. Like, it's a non-factor. Like, you gave up nothing and got nothing, and you paid the salary for him. But it is nice not to ever have to talk about the quarterback who used to wear number 2 ever again.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor could get his number now. You know, he's the only Jet that hasn't announced what number he's wearing. Gee, I wonder why.
Because he was waiting for the quarterback formerly known as number 2. But like, what is Denver thinking? Like, I understand Russell Wilson sucked. Your best bet was still to hope he just somehow fixed it, because their quarterback room right now, we were talking about in the Discord, is Stidham from Auburn, some guy Ben DiNucci, Zach Wilson, and I guess they're going to draft Bo Nix or something. Like,
Or Penix, yeah.
Or
maybe
Penix.
they trade up. Maybe they're trading up to go and get McCarthy or someone. I don't know.
Do they really have the capital, though? They don't have a second rounder, right? I mean,
No. I mean, they could trade future picks. How desperate do they want to be?
how high are they going to get up without a number 2, right? Like, because Minnesota can jump him. A lot of teams can jump him. The other thing, like, Zach Wilson, everyone keeps saying he's a good guy. I don't know. His teammates didn't really seem to like him when they wore Mike White shirts, right? The head coach, who I think is a good guy, let him wear Mike White shirts. They all celebrated in front of him when Mike White won. His teammates at BYU didn't pick him as a captain. I'm not saying he's like a disaster to a team like Johnny Manziel, who was out partying in Vegas instead of going to the game. What I'm saying is, it seemed like the teammates didn't really like him. So this narrative that he was a great locker room guy, that might not be accurate. And also, you said that the draft value, you said it was 7, right? You said your guess was 7 points for the pick.
Yeah. Did you look it up? How many points is it?
2. Good job, Jay. You're right there. 8.2.
How many is it? 8.2?
And the Zach Wilson pick, the 256 is 1. So, and to put that in perspective, the number 2 overall pick is 2,600. So you spent 2,600 on him and got 8.2 in return.
Yes. I mean, I wasn't far off with saying they basically got nothing, Gary. I was aware. I mean, Nick T wanted to be Captain Literal, man. I got you.
8.2 is what you got. But what this does now is opens up a roster spot, so that we can draft like Joe Milton in the 6th round. Like,
Knockouts don't matter if you land enough jabs.
I can't do it, Gary. I can't do it. The Joe Milton, stop it. Enough. All right. I know what we need right now, folks. Unless his call dropped. He's not even there. He's not. What do you? I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I had a special guest on the line that I was excited about. No matter. We'll keep rolling with the calls. Let's go to Sean. Hello, Sean.
Hey, Jake. It's been a while.
What's up?
Yeah,
man?
I've been a fan of yours for like 2 years. I never called in, but I've been watching you for a while. I basically am ecstatic about Zach leaving. I am ecstatic about that. And if it was up to me, if I was JD, I'd move up to 8 in Atlanta spot, trade up, and try to get Roma Doomsday. Because I think he's a Mike Evans. I'm sorry, Mike Evans type of player. And like it's a 50-50 ball. And I think he could take it to the house a lot of times, especially red zone. So I believe that that's the way to go if I was JD. If you can't get him, and the ball the plays don't fall to you at 10, I'd basically trade back from 10. Like Brock Bowers, he scares me. He does. He scares me. I'm not completely on a positive about him. I would trade back for an offensive lineman and around 14, 15. And But Romo Doomsday, man, he's my choice. He's my number one.
I like him, Sean. Appreciate the call. I mean, that's the guy I would trade up for if you're not going to be able to get Marvin because going forward to Arizona, or you're not going to be able to get Neighbors because the Giants are going to take him. If you can get a Doomsday at 8, I'm in. I am in. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who's had more chicken soup than anyone that watches the show. Charles Gorman. Hello, Charles.
Hey, Jake. I'm at Menlo Mall right now. How are you?
I'm good, Charles. How are you?
Congratulations on the Thomas Morstead interview. First off, I think that was a great job by your part. Thomas Morstead, to me, is one of the best punters in recent NFL history.
Thank you, Charles. He was a great interview.
I'm sure it was. Anyways, I'm here to give my thoughts on the Zach Wilson trade. I think this is going to be – I know this was great for the Jets. The Jets had to move on. But I think this was also great for Zach Wilson because Sean Payton knows how to coach. He knows how to develop a quarterback.
Does he, though? What happened with Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson put up pretty good statistics for the Broncos last year. What do you think, 27, 28 touchdowns?
Why did he get rid of him then?
Because they didn't get along.
Okay.
But let's see, I remember Jameis Winston playing his best ball under Sean Payton, and Jameis Winston complimented Sean Payton's coaching. Look, it had to be done. I'm going to actually talk more about this on my YouTube channel later on today, so stay tuned for that as well. Peace out, Jake.
Charles, you are the master of the shameless plug. Unbelievable. That was a great angle of you too, Charles. I really enjoyed that one. Tremendous.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he no sleeping. Adios mio.
Requested new music. So V-Man, we got you new music. Your thoughts?
Oh, I actually enjoyed that. Actually did sound a bit more Puerto Rican-y, I guess.
Should we listen one more time together, V-Man? V-Man, should we listen together one more time?
What? Sorry.
Can we listen together one more time?
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
I didn't play
it. You just said you didn't want me to play it. Do you want me to play it?
Yeah, I said play it. I did. Sorry.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he no sleeping. Adios mio.
Salúdale. That sounded good. Actually, my grandfather's smiling when he heard that.
Hey, there we go. Hey, there he is. Grandpa V-Man.
Yeah. Say hello, senor.
Salúdalo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're just relaxing at his retirement home. We just came to visit him. Honestly, I'm glad this is finally over. We don't have to hear any more of the Wilson truthers. I imagine they're crying and drinking. They're probably crying as they're drinking their 12th pouch of Capri Sun because none of them are grown adults.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's like you got what you got. You can't expect to get any more. It's just now we can just focus. Now we don't have to hear any more of it. And that's the most important thing.
I agree.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
Electric V-Man call today. Anytime Grandpa V-Man can be a part of the show. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, folks. Dano with a super chat cuts the line. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. Thank you, Dano. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who made V-Man's new intro music. I believe it's actually him and not an impersonator of him. Gator McCluskey. Gator.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, hello, Gator.
Can I just say that
seeing V-Man's grandfather smile like that it actually brought a tear to my eye, and I'm not even kidding. That was like a special moment to just see him smile. That was awesome.
I mean, the new theme just fits V-Man better. You did a great job.
Hey, thank you. I hope his grandfather's well. So I think this is a tragic time. I don't think there's really anything to celebrate. I mean, really, we should really take this time seriously because it is the end of an era. And yeah, I honestly, all joking aside, I don't really think that this is a time to celebrate as much as it is to.
Suck it, truthers. Ladies and gentlemen, Gator McCluskey. Bravo. I tip my cap to you. Gator rocking a Huga House hat, by the way, folks. You know, Gator used promo code Asman at HugaHouse.com and got his vintage hat 15% off. Tremendous. Gator the GOAT. Love it. T. Rivera using his free as Maniac Super Chat. Jake, let's go all in. Trade up for Marvin Harrison Jr. or Neighbors. We need to win the damn Super Bowl. It's time. It's been too long. I think you're going to get your wish with a trade up. I think the question is, how high are they trading up? Dave says, Jake, why do you put up with the shameless self-promoter that is Charles Gorman? This fellow's agenda is obvious. Well, you make a salient point. Maybe I have to consider taking Charles' calls moving forward.
Hey, Charles, I need some more of that chicken soup.
I appreciate the feedback, Dave. I do. More calls right now. Let's go to another legend on the line. Bobby Midnight. Hello, Bobby.
Hey, Jake, how you doing?
What's up, Bobby?
It's a Gator fan. Gator's awesome. And I'm so happy you guys got rid of the child. I'm very happy. He deserves to go, get away. And Hector ruined our thing, our joke yesterday.
Who did?
You know, on Jigga's show, Morning Brew,
yes,
do the Knicks. So Hector met Keith McPherson at the game yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And he asked if he heard about the call I did about, Knoble.
Mm-hmm.
He blew the whole joke.
Ah.
I was not happy with Hector. I'm not happy with Hector at all.
What are we going to do about it?
I am going to call him up later today because he does the Knicks tomorrow. I think he'll do a Knicks game thing tomorrow. The Knicks will win. The Yankees just lost 2-0. It's a smelly Oakland A's today. And I want to go to the game with you during the summertime at Billy's. When is that game? Do you know?
I don't have the answer, Bobby, but I promise when I know, I will definitely let you know. Appreciate the call as always. Let's go to Cheats Fan. How about this for a back-to-back of legends? Hello, Cheats Fan.
Yo, what up, Jake? He's gone. He's finally
That's
gone.
It's over.
The child is gone. Hell yeah, 316. Can we get a Stone Cold JD thing to celebrate, please?
Cheats Fan, I don't often do requests from people. Well, when someone like you wants something, I always do it. I always do the best to honor such requests.
Now, JD's going to go get you a lineman or trade it for a wide receiver. Now, all you Brock Bowers boys, do the world a favor and stick a Dove bar soap in your mouth. Because you're either getting a wide receiver or an old lineman. And if you're trading back, you're still getting someone that's not Bowers. This morning, I watched the show because I was doing my morning walk and multiple people wanting Bowers. I'm like, y'all realize Rodgers went down because you didn't have a lineman last year. 4 plays in, snap.
I remember, Charles. It was not fun.
Yeah. So you basically need a lineman.
Yeah.
I'm happy that he's gone, by the way.
Zach Wilson is gone just like your neighbor.
Yeah, but at least my neighbor was a saint. Unlike that guy, he was a MILF hunter. Zach is.
Well, That wasn't the issue with Zach. I had no problem with that. My issue was more he wasn't a good football player.
Yeah, but I was raised to respect people's moms, even though if they say stupid shit.
Well, I think it was consensual, Charles. I don't think it was anything nefarious going on.
Yeah, but true. Also, did you get a chance to see how bad my Cardinals played over the weekend?
To be honest, Chiefs fan, I have not. I cover the Yankees and Mets for ESPN New York, so those are the teams I follow. But I thank you for the call. More calls right now. Let's go to the first ever caller in the history of this show. VR is up next. Hello, VR.
How do I follow that, Jake?
I was hoping you could.
Oh, first off, I want to say I want to give my condolences to Hawk. He's probably in the chat trolling and talking, but I want to give my condolences. I was about to send out a wellness check for him and see how he was doing today. After this news, he stinks. Oh my goodness. So I really just got one thing to do. There's only one thing left to do when a situation like this happens, and that is to.
Oh my God. VR, well done, sir. Well done. What a call. Keep rolling with the calls right now. Let's go to NY Jets Psychic. What's up, NY Jets?
Jake, I'm an asmaniac. I'm a fucking asmaniac, maniac. I love you so much, Jake. This show.
Thank you, man. I love you too.
You made my day today. Everybody on this channel, this is like the greatest channel in the world. I got to tell you a couple things. It is exactly what you said. You're a psychic as well. You know that. You know that. We're fucking at the game. It's the second quarter against New England. I'm going to this new service at Jet Life Stadium where you can go on your phone and order a shit show 2 hours later for fucking cold pizza, garbage food. I go out, I return to my seats, and I hear on the thing, this is 2 minutes left in the second quarter. We're up 17-3 against New England, and he throws a fucking interception, and we lose that fucking game. Like, are you kidding me? Anyway, I'm so grateful. I want everybody to know the true Jet Psychic. You're all Jet Psychics. And I know it's going to be very hard for you to realize that we're going 20-0 and winning the Super Bowl. But I said it with fucking Jalen Brunson, the fucking Knicks. They can't win before the Jets win the Super Bowl because it's the double saddle returns of 1969 where the Jets win first, then the Mets, then the Knicks, in that order. But we got to get used to winning. We're going to fucking blow them out tonight, Jake. You know it. Because, the worst game in Jalen's career, and we still freaking whip their butts. And, fucking Deuce McBride. Anyway, I'm so excited. This draft is going to be legendary. JD is one Jets drive, and 20-0 is real. Bet on it. I swear. Who the fuck's going to beat us when we have, like you said, who's going to cover us on offense? And this defense is way better with Sauce now covering their number one receiver. I'm ranting. I'm so excited. Cheers. Happy Passover. I love you all. 20-0 Super Bowl, baby.
Cheers, Jet Psychic. I love it. We sure you're just drinking or you're hitting the pipe as well? I love it. Sign me up for 20-0. A Jet franchise record for wins in the regular season is 12. This guy's got us going 20-0. I love it. Injected into my brain, into my brain too, but my veins as well. NY Jet fan. Good God. I love it. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the line is a converted Jets fan, if you will. B-Mac. Hello, B-Mac.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. That child is gone. He is gone. And don't you ever come back. Jake, I'm so happy for you, man. You don't have to listen to these Zach Wilson truthers no more. You are free. So I wanna see if Chris County is gonna spend it small and put it on AR8. You know what I mean? Like he always does. Oh, Zach Wilson left because of Rodgers. Rodgers didn't help Zach enough. Zach don't need helping, man. Zach sucks, man. He's just a terrible quarterback. He's bad. You know what I mean? Like Zach Truthers, face it. You know what I mean? Like this, like give it up. Like it's never gonna like you can never help yourselves. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I'm happy for you, Jay. I'm glad for y'all Jet fans. Y'all deserve it. The Satan is.
B-Mac, your internet was a little choppy there, so we'll let you go. I'm just excited to move forward. I never thought for a second there was any chance this day wasn't coming. It was just delayed a lot this offseason. I'm glad it happened on the Monday before the draft. The rest of the week, we could focus on the things that matter, the 2024 Jets. Last Monday, we got the new jerseys. This Monday, we got ourselves the end of the Zach Wilson era. When I think of the old jerseys, I think of two figures, Adam Gase and Zach Wilson. And now we can move on. That's it. We all can move forward. VR has gifted a channel membership to one lucky listener. If you're tuned in live right now, hit the like button. Zebo, the Jet fan, liked the video. That's why he just got a membership. And if you're a Jet fan who hasn't subscribed to the channel, maybe some of you are new. My name is Jake Asman. You can listen to me on ESPN New York, ESPN nationally, and Mad Dog Sports Radio. And I talk Jets every day, New York sports every day on this YouTube channel, where we recently hit over 37,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's free, and it helps us continue to grow. So appreciate everyone who's been here for the long run and who might be checking us out for the first time today, with the Zach Wilson news being as big of a story as it is. Ladies and gentlemen, that kid, it. What a name. Has just become an Asmaniac. We're now up to 24 Asmaniacs alone this episode. Let's get more calls going here. Ken from San Diego is up next. Hello, Ken.
How's it going, Jake? I'm an old timer, so it's amazing to see 1,000 people watching a 7th round pick swap right now. It's amazing. You're such a hard worker. I congratulate you.
Thanks, Ken. You've been a long time listener, so I truly appreciate you.
Yeah, yep. And I gotta be honest, I share your take on this. I really did not like Zach Wilson a lot, but it didn't work out. And listen, JD made a lot of mistakes. There was no backup last year. You've talked about this a million times. We had horrible line injuries, but at the end of the day, Zach can't process quick enough. And that's, I mean, he has the arm strength, and maybe it'll work out for him. I mean, I wish Donald the best of luck, and I really do. As much as people hate this guy, I wish him the best of luck. I mean, he wasn't not a horrible teammate. He was an immature guy from Utah who came to a giant city and was overwhelmed. So with that, that's what happened.
I agree. It's really not like to me, he was not a bad teammate. I think the word you used was immature. I think he was immature. Like he handled the press conference wrong. The Mike White thing happened. Like I thought Zach was a good soldier this past year. Like I really don't have any issues with him. Like personally, like it's not easy playing quarterback. It's especially hard to do it in New York. He wasn't ready for it. He wasn't good enough. I don't wish him any ill will. I hope he goes somewhere else and has a long career in the league as a backup somewhere.
Yeah, and I think the reason there's so much hate for him is we did put him into a situation this year where we should have had a legit backup and we didn't. Yep. And, that's the guy who got all our rage. I got to tell you that I love the show's turn towards just entertainment value. I love the unique callers you have. It's almost Howard Sternist in some ways. I see the Hey Now coming up. I mean, the Knoble scoop. My father and I are just laughing. It's a great catch that you guys found such a tremendous talent. And, you're the only one who seems to have the great draft coverage on them. And then lastly, I just want to ask you a money question. Does Patreon automatically renew, or do they ask us to renew, or do I just renew?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ken, I don't actually know the answer to that. I think it auto renews for whatever the set rate you paid, but they probably send you an email in advance when it's set to expire. So I actually don't know the answer to that. So I don't want to give you the wrong information.
All right. Well, if you can get that up to me, otherwise I guess I can just buy Patreon. Buy it again earlier. I'm sure they won't stop me. But
did you sign up for the year, or was it, or you month by month?
I sign up for the year. So
it's cheaper. I appreciate the support. Thank you.
Yeah, no, well, it's not about the cheapness. It's about giving you the support. So I'll do it again and keep doing what you're doing. I'm really happy for you.
Ken, you're the man. Appreciate you. Great to meet Ken at our Vegas event last year. Truly a great Jet fan. Oregon Jets with a Asmaniac super chat. 90% Jets, 10% Carnival. Best Jets YouTube channel out there. Thank you, Jake. I mean, I don't know how to describe the channel other than we talk Jets, but you're going to be entertained somehow, some way in the process. So I think Ken nailed it. Oregon Jets, you nailed it. It is a show unlike any other show. Anyone can give Jets opinions. There's a lot of Jet YouTube channels that do that. There's only one channel that has the Asmaniacs. That's the only way I could describe it. Speaking of Asmaniacs, ladies and gentlemen, joining us live from the office, a man who called the show the day after he had a heart attack. Dre is up next. Hello, Dre.
Coming to you live from Panera Bread, and I'm having lunch, and this is the greatest news I've ever heard in my life. This
Dre,
is
hold
a
on,
great
hold
day.
on. Dre, I'll let you finish. It's 4:00. You're having lunch?
Yeah. I didn't even get a chance to eat. It was a busy day. But I was like, okay, let me pull into the Panera. And I was like, let me pop on. And then I saw that I got the Instagram notification. And then I immediately went to YouTube and I was like, yep, okay, he's live. Let's go. Has Lowski been on yet?
Oh, he was our first caller, and he brought it.
All right, I'm gonna have to go back and listen. I know he's gonna be excited. I'm gonna stop at the liquor store on my way home once I get out of here. I'm definitely buying a bottle of Henny. We're cracking it open tonight. Today is a great day. The Zach Wilson era is finally over. The truthers are all gonna go to the Broncos, and now he's their headache. And I saw somebody post on Instagram. They're like, "Watch, he's gonna ball out now." And so I basically took that person to task, and I was like, don't, "Tell me you don't know ball but not tell me that you don't know ball." It's like I can't stand it. I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad it's over. Now we're just free and clear, and the future is bright. The sun is shining, as you can see here. You know that's an actual representation of what the weather is like outside in upstate New York. And I'm glad I lived long enough to witness this day. Now, if only I can get this day, will rank number one until the Jets win the Super Bowl. We got rid of the chat.
Dre, I love you, but with all due respect, the Jets trading away Zach Wilson for a late round pick swap cannot be one of the best days of your life.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is. Jets related, it is. We've been having a tough couple of years.
Dre, never change. There's no way, man. You're old enough to say you've seen some wins in your life. You saw them go into New England and win. You saw them go to the championship game in 98. You saw them go to the championship game in 2009 with Rex in year one. You've seen playoff wins in the 02 and 04 season. Like, it's crazy. I was waiting for this. Jets Forever has arrived under the name Broncos Forever. Y'all switched up, not me. Don't get it twisted. Y'all preyed on his downfall. Y'all ran him out. This is the start of a new era. Hashtag Let's Ride. Broncos Forever. You're banned for life. See ya.
Into the shadow realm you go.
Give yourselves a pat on the back. Y'all got on your knees and prayed on Mims's downfall. Clap it up, weirdos.
We will see you later. Goodbye, Jets Forever. You're in the realm no matter what name you come back and make. Goodbye, bomb. More calls right now. Jets Johnny. Let's go. What's up, Jets Johnny?
Jake, what's up, my brother? How you doing today, man? Great day. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I don't know if I'm as excited as Dre, but I'm pretty up there. I busted out the stitched Rodgers throwback, man. Had to do it. I'm so excited. And you know what? It's even better that Jets Forever switched his name to Broncos Forever, and we play him this year. Because I hope that bum cups in the Jets Life Stadium and we put a whooping on him and he throws 3-4 interceptions. And what are they going to say now? Because now he's on the West Coast. He's closer to home. He's closer to Utah. He's got Sean Payton. Everybody was saying it was Robert Saleh's fault and he can't coach and this and that. So now he's going to go over there. He's got Sean Payton. I hope he wins the job. I hope he's starting. I hope he comes in the Jet Life week 1 and we whoop that boy up, 5 interceptions, whatever the deal is, because I can't stand it. And you see them, they're already switching over, talking about us like we don't know football, like we're the crazy ones.
Yep.
But whatever, man. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. Also, shout out to NYJ Psychic jumping on the 20-0 band. I don't know if I originated that. I think I did. But shout out jumping on the 20-0 band, because you already know we're going 20-0, Jake. It's going to happen. We're willing it into existence. I love you, bro. I'll see you later.
Johnny, I appreciate it. How about 12-5, win the division, and then go on a Super Bowl run? I don't need 20-0. I don't need that kind of pressure. All right. Anyway, I don't think we have to worry about that. That being said, it is a good day, but I can't go as far as Dre to saying it's one of the greatest days of his life. It's the end of an era. It is what it is. Let's take more calls right now, shall we? And OG is on the line. Rich up next. Hello, Rich.
Hey, Jake. Can you hear me? I'm at my daughter's house. Can you hear
We
me?
hear you.
Okay. Got the news on the drive over here. And when I picked up the call, I just saw for New York Jets Psychic, Underdog. God damn it. Underdog is Psychic also. Underdog has just put up an over-under of 15 for his next call to you on F-bombs. So I don't know whether I saw your face during each one. Oh God, how many is it going to come out? and the other thing is our friend in Kansas City. Does he realize he just got rid of half the pool of available targets on a weekend night for guys out in New York? when he put down going after the Cougars?
Yeah, I want to make it very clear. I have no problem with the type of women Zach Wilson likes. He just wasn't a good football player. I want to make it very clear.
Right, exactly. I couldn't. Well, he's a stand-up. Well, he might not be stand-up if he said that, but okay. My point I wanted to make is it's going to be interesting to see, as we all have seen with Zach in camp and in preseason, when he's going against a defense he knows, going against where he knows a player is going to be in a zone, and then when he's in preseason going against second and third string vanilla D's, it's going to look halfway okay. And we're going to hear all this crap about, he's looking pretty good. The question is, do the Broncos look at the film from last year? I mean, it's a real question mark to me whether he makes the team. He's not going to be a QB2. If he makes the team, he's a QB3. And at some point, do they say, does the $2.5 million go to something more valuable? But he will look okay in camp and in preseason against nothing. The problem is when he has to think and process. As our friend in San Diego said, that's his downfall. He can't get through the first. I'd say 1.5 progressions at the most, from what I've always seen. He hardly ever got to the second progression. And as we all know in the NFL, you get to your third and fourth progressions, they're always open or being covered by linebackers or slower safeties. So that's just my point.
Rich, I agree with you. I'm going to laugh when Zach plays well in like some random preseason game and the truthers are going to reemerge for a moment online and be like, see, as they conveniently leave out that Zach was actually pretty good in the preseason when he was a rookie. So I would expect him in year 4 in the NFL to play well in the preseason. But anyway, look, I don't think there's any chance that Zach Wilson starts for the Broncos. I pray he somehow has to play against the Jets defense. People are going to be like, same old Jets. Zach Wilson's going to come in and beat the Jets. He will not. It will not happen. In fact, he will suck against the Jets. He will not be bad against the Jets. He will be historically awful against the Jets. I pray Quinnen Williams in this defense, Hassan Reddick, Sauce Gardner in this defense. I pray I will donate a month's worth of super chats to the football gods that the Jets defense gets to face Zach Wilson in a game that counts. Do you know what Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich would do to Zach Wilson? He would cry by the end of the game. They'd expose him so hard. You moron Wilson truthers have no idea what's coming. Your head's going to be spinning like Gary said when he calls in about Brock Bowers by the time that game is over. But it's not going to happen because I don't know if he's even going to make the Denver Broncos roster. He's probably a number 3 quarterback. We'll see. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bonesy, live from Madison Ave. Hello, Bones.
Jake, my brother. Talking to Joe Douglas, Joey Three Legs this morning. I told him to do something to give us anything to talk about between now and then. And I didn't think it was going to be this. So he gave us a little jolt to get us to the draft by making this happen. And I mean, look, as bad as Zach played and everything, I'll be the first one to admit that I was in love with him at the beginning, and he's still a talented player who just can't read defenses and sucks. So the fact that we got anything for him, and I think maybe I think I forget who said it on calling today that maybe this will water under the bridge between us and the Broncos, and say the draft goes sideways and some players get drafted earlier and one of the quarterbacks slip to us, we could easily be a trade partner with them to jump to even if it's a couple spots, just to jump up and grab who they want, because they're literally they're doing something. They're drafting somebody, right? Who are their quarterbacks? It's Zach Wilson, Stidham, and DiNucci or whatever his name is. So they need a plan, So hey, look, it's now we don't have to talk about it anymore, which is fantastic, because God knows we were sick of talking about it, and that is not Jets forever. Broncos forever is not Jets forever. So whoever that is who actually made that and talked exactly like Jets forever, kudos, because I will mark my words, that is not the real Jets forever. He did not make that name.
I don't know.
There's no chance. I guarantee when we find out who that is, it's going to be funny, because that's definitely somebody clowning us.
Well,
which
I'll
is
tell you what,
awesome.
Bonesy, it doesn't take that long to make a new Gmail and make a YouTube name. So it very easily could be Jets Forever, a.k.a. Broncos Forever. Good call from the shoe store. Let's go Knicks, Bonesy. I see you. I got to end the show in a little bit. I got to head to the garden. Hit the like button. We got 800 people still watching live. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, what are you doing? Please join my Patreon. We talk Jets every day. You could watch the Thomas Morstead interview in its entirety in both video and audio form by heading over to patreon.com/Jake Asman Shows. We continue to react to the news of Zach Wilson being jettisoned from the Jets to the Broncos. Eric writes in. He's got a super chat. He cuts the line. Finally, glad to be done with the Zach truthers. Look, the Zach Wilson truthers are some of the dumbest people to have ever lived. And we say goodbye to all of them. There's no other way around it, folks. Julio checks in with a super chat. Zach gets traded the same day my new Jets 2024 NFL draft hat has arrived in the mail. We're drafting a QB late. Julio, I do think the Jets will take a quarterback on day 3. If you want a Jets draft hat like Julio, use my link down below from Fanatics. You can get your officially licensed Jets draft gear. I partnered up with Fanatics all week long to get you guys great gear ahead of the NFL draft. This is the official draft hat that whoever the Jets take, Brock Bowers, Troy Furtado, whoa, Marvin Harrison, oh yeah, Roma Dunze, yeah, Malik Neighbors, booyah, Talise Fuaga, Joe Alt, yeah, whoever, they're going to be wearing one of these hats. I don't know which one, so buy both of them. You're welcome. All right, let's see what we got here. Hour and a half in on the end of the Zach Wilson era stream. What a program. More calls. Ladies and gentlemen, up next, Johnny. Hello, Johnny.
Hey, what's going on, Jake? Hey, this is amazing that he's gone. There's no distraction going into the draft, no distraction going into the off season. It's all about Jets football. Dude, and everything is aligning so well for us that I'm consistently knocking on wood any single time we do anything that it comes with the Jets right now. It's that whole PTSD that I have being a Jets fan for such a long time. But, man, JD's been working his magic. I would have been happy if we would have freaking traded Zach for a bacon, egg, and cheese. Hope the kid well. Hope he, becomes a great third string backup. It is what it is. You know, we all hope that he will do well. I mean, I can't lie. You know, I got his jersey thinking that he was going to do something, right? And then he just was straight hot garbage. But
well, Johnny, can I stop you for a second here? I just received a text from Matt Siegel, who is the architect of the L5 tailgate. They're famous for their jersey burn. He has an announcement for all Jet fans. Save your Zach Wilson jerseys because L5 is making a push for everyone to bring their Zach Wilson jersey for when they play the Denver Broncos at MetLife this year for the giant jersey burn, a bonfire of Wilson jerseys being lit up in flames. So if you'd like to donate your Wilson jersey to the L5 tailgate, Matt Siegel is collecting Wilson jerseys. So there you go.
I got 4 of them.
Bro, you spent money on 4 Zach Wilson jerseys.
Yeah, myself, my wife, my kids. Yeah, bro.
He stinks.
Yeah, dude, it sucks, bro. So it is what it is, man. Hey, wellness check on our guy Hawk. You know, I hope you're all right there, bro.
He stinks.
It's Sam Hartman time, bro, with that 257 pick. Appreciate you, man. JETS. Go Jets.
Sad, very sad. Ladies and gentlemen, more calls right now. Dano is up next. Hello, Dano.
Hey, what's up, man? Just some quick hit nuggets. First things. The 7th rounders we had, in my opinion, the only reason they gave us value is like as the draft's winding down, you can look at the undrafted pool and use like Mr. Irrelevant on someone who you otherwise would not be able to sign in the undrafted window. Like you might see a guy that you know is going to be courted by 10 teams. So we could use 257 on one of them guys, but to have 256 and 7, I think was redundant. So sure, give that to Denver. It was garbage, but you take that away and we got a 6 for Zach. You think about it. Fields went for a 6. Mac Jones went for a 6.
Yeah, but they're not paying. Those teams didn't have to give money.
True. I'm just saying, like a week ago, I didn't think we'd be able to get comparable, value out of him. I do think Denver had to get creative though, because they're paying Wilson how many to not be there?
Yep.
And the best quarterback on their roster is Stidham. I think he makes that team, but I think he's buried, like you said, on the depth chart. But fresh slate with these new jerseys, man. The last thing I wanted to see was Zach Wilson wearing one. So addition by subtraction. Let's move on. Jet up.
Dano, well said. Well, I mean, I guess you did see him wearing the legacy one last year, but I see your point. Dorian's been an Asmaniac for a full month. Kind of hard to believe Zach's been a part of 2 of the worst quarterback rooms of all time. I mean, if you watched with your own eyes, it's not that hard to believe, unfortunately. Midnight Mike says, seriously, it's a full celebration day for Jet fans. This feels as good as a free agent signing. JETS, 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 Jets. We're hitting the low ski all show long. Yeah. All right, joining us right now for the very first time is a man who helped make me a Jet fan. And more years than not, that it's not been a good thing. But here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, my dad is called in. Steve Asman. Hello, Steve.
I'm talking to my disrespectful son.
Should we drink together, Dad? Here we go.
Yeah, that's a good way to lose some fingers, young man. You going out tonight also. Your father worries about you. That's my first rule. Anyway, everybody, I'm glad you're listening to my son's show. He's a good boy 98% of the time. And if you want to give away those umbrellas like we discussed, I think it would be good.
If you go to gusbuster.com, you could purchase the best umbrella in the universe. And you could use the promo code Jake, so you'll get 15% off on any of your umbrellas.
The Knoble thing has been a life of its own, so I thought I would help. Number one, we should give Bobby Midnight an umbrella.
Yes, we will send Bobby an umbrella. Jay Quest needs a Gusbuster umbrella.
Yeah, that guy was very good. And so anybody can prank as well as Jay Quest wins a free Gusbuster in the next 2 days for the draft. So anybody could do that. I want to see. Neil is the one I thought would do the best at it because Neil's ex-business. He should be perfect at it. So I would expect Neil to give it a shot.
Is Neil going to put in the work to wait on hold to call the fan would be my question.
Depends on how long he wants to smoke a cigar for.
That's true, too.
which is what I'm about to do in a little while.
Of course.
So that's it, everybody. It was very nice to meet you, Alan. I'd like to know if you even own any Islanders gear, by the way. I just thought I'd double check on that while I'm here. Make sure that, because he probably returns that after he shows it off. And on that note, be careful tonight and enjoy yourself. Love you.
Are the Knicks going to win tonight, Steve?
As long as Walt Frazier's not involved, I don't really care.
Yeah, my dad hates Walt Frazier, everyone. I'm trying to tell him to get over this. Apparently, what was the story? He didn't sign an autograph for you when you were like 10?
No, I was like 4 at Lefties in Monticello, to be quite honest, exactly where it happened. So I've always hoped that I would run into him at a celebrity golf outing so I could just turn him down. Because he would be the first and only celebrity I think I've ever turned down at a golf event. And unfortunately, I've never got him.
I'm gonna find Walt tonight before the game, and I'm gonna get a picture with him and text it to you.
Yeah, well, you tell him his father still hates him because of the Lefties.
Well, I'll let him know.
Anyway, that's
you
the
ever
only.
regret being a Jet fan, Dad? You ever think, man, I made a poor decision back in the day?
No, because it gave you a whole career.
Well, I mean, I think I could have had a career without the Jets. I could probably just been a Giant fan, see some Super Bowls, and been doing what I've been doing. But yeah, you're not wrong.
They're not as good as fans.
That's true.
They're not. Jet fans are better fans, much better fans. When we finally start winning, everybody will be like, "Oh, who? The Giants? Who?" That's all. It's going to happen. Ask Neil. His glass is always half full. I sat there with him watching him with the Chargers. It is half full.
Yeah, my dad watched. Neil gave my dad a ticket to the Jets Charger game this year. So we all went on Neil's Sprinter to the game on Monday night last year. And I watched week 1 with Neil. And my favorite Neil story of all time, Rodgers gets hurt. I'm flipping a you-know-what in the stands. I'm screaming at Bills fans who were right in front of me. And Neil says, "Hey, he's fine. It's a sprained ankle, Jake. I'll be back for the second half." I'll never forget it.
That's true. And he really was an optimist, and I knew we were done. He's like, "Can't say that. We're toast." I've been there and done that. And of course, thank God we didn't have to sit back in the traffic. Somebody else drove, because I remember the Bears game. That was even worse.
Yep. Final question for you. Do you want the Jets to draft Knoble?
Absolutely. He's a Mel Kiper top 15 pick, which I thought was the greatest line of all time, by the way. So heads up to, what was his name? Johnny Quest?
Johnny Quest.
So if anybody can prank longer than Johnny Quest gets a new Gusbuster.
I got one more surprise for you. This guy wants to say hello. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who's got his new Asmaniac emoji in the comment section. Bobby. Midnight. Yes. Hello, Bobby.
Hey, Steve, you are awesome. You have a kid like this guy. I love this guy. I love you.
Thank you very much.
I love you guys.
I'm proud of both my sons. This one just happens to be a little more famous than the other one.
Well, I never met your other son, but are you from New York originally too?
Well, it's definitely not Kentucky. So yes, I am definitely from New York.
I was born in the Bronx, moved to Queens. You ever lived in Queens?
I was born in Queens and moved to Surringtown.
What part
which
of
is
Queens?
Albertson.
What part of
Bayside.
Queens? Oh, I was
Right.
right in Glen Oaks. I lived in Glen Oaks.
Yeah, well, I was not far from there. I was at Corporal Kennedy Street in Bayside.
Yeah, I lived in Glen Oaks. Oh my God, what a small world, Jake.
Yeah,
You got
it's always a small world. That's why, Bob, you got to be nice to everybody, because you never know. It's always a
I
small
know
world.
you cannot be like Alan. He's rude to people. There's other people out there
He's
are
a guy
rude.
after my poor Alan is he's become the heel of the show.
I know he's an evil person. I really don't like Alan. He got a
My
big
favorite now, by the way, for everybody listening, including Charles the Chicken Soup Man, is that Charles has figured out how to loop in those little promos to try and pull a show. I think Gator has something to work on now. I think there's something Gator can play with.
Are you a Yankee or Met fan?
I am a Met fan, which is why my 2 kids don't completely suffer, because their uncle has been a Yankee fan his whole life, and I was never much of a baseball fan, although I have a very good relationship with Davey Johnson, and I used to have one with Gary Carter.
Oh, I love those two guys. Yeah, they were great. I don't like
Yes.
Don Mattingly. I do not like that Yankee guy.
I never met him, so I
Oh,
can't.
I did in person. He couldn't even give an autograph to a young kid. He was crying.
Well, that's
And
why I
I
don't like
yelled,
Walt Frazier. See that? See that, Jake?
yeah.
You see that? Bobby knows. You see?
I was 4
It's
years
true.
old.
4 years old.
You were born in '68 too?
No, I was born in '63, and now my son will actually figure out how old I am. He hasn't figured out how old I am in so long. He
Oh, okay,
doesn't know.
so he's 5 years older than me.
So my son just figured out how old his father is. It's been a while since he's even.
So you're like 60, right?
relished
Or
that.
something like that? 60?
Yes, Bobby. I am 60.
How old is he, Bobby? Say it again.
60. Well, I'm 50. I'm going to be 56 in July.
Yeah, well, I've been telling my sons that I've been 52 for years.
Yeah. But you're a cool guy. I like you, Steve. You're awesome. You got to come on more often. You make this show.
This is not really my son. This is my son's business. It's not. It's not
but
his dad.
he loves you. He loves
His father's done enough television and radio for his own
Oh,
sake.
you have? You were on TV before?
Yeah, you could Google some of my news shows, Bobby. You'll see them. Me with the umbrella.
Oh, okay, the umbrella. Okay.
Yes, I've had to do, and I've done numerous radio interviews. When my son was 4 years old, I'll tell a story about my son right now. When Jake was 4 years old, I was doing QVC. When I came home one night, Jacob had the whole rap down to completely mimic his father. So we knew right then and there he was going to talk for a living. At least I did.
Well, I talk for a living too. I never shut up. So I got a big mouth, Steve.
Well, you said you really took on a life of its own, Bobby. You surprised the hell out of us with the life of your own with the Knoble thing. And then when Johnny Quest took it on, I'm waiting to see how many other guys get caught in this prank by today's Monday, right, Jacob? Monday, Tuesday. You're leaving for Vegas on Wednesday. So you got 2.5 days to do a little contest. See how many umbrellas, how many guys can stump them for longer than 2 minutes on the air. If you can stump them for more than 2 minutes, you'll win a Gusbuster.
I got one more surprise for you before we say farewell.
It must be Neil or Bonesy.
No, even worse.
Warning, warning, Allen alert. Shit's about to get ugly, folks. Warning, Allen alert. Hide the children.
Where's your Islander gear? That's all I want to say, because the jet gear probably was returned. So where's the Islander gear?
I'm actually in New Jersey today for Passover Seder. And you're the Jewish dad. Why is your boy not at Seder tonight?
Because, after divorce, I married a nice, beautiful Asian girl, so we don't celebrate Passover. And with his grandmother not doing well and some of the other issues, we decided this year is not a good time for Passover.
I understand.
Alan, the answer is the Knicks play game 2 at the Garden tonight. That's the answer. Come on, I'll have some matzah at MSG.
And tell your boy Jacob not to walk towards Columbia tonight. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, well, no, he shouldn't walk to Columbia. But, when he was a kid, these two little women down south in Florida wanted to touch the All-American baby with his red hair. And I'm thinking, with those Southern accents, I figured they had sheets in their closet. So, but I went to boarding school in New Jersey, Alan. So where are you in New Jersey?
I actually am at my in-laws for Passover. I actually live in North Carolina.
I know that, but where in Jersey are you?
I'm in East Windsor near Princeton.
Sure.
Yes.
I went to the Petty School.
Okay.
In Hightstown.
Well, I actually grew up in Bayside. So when you're talking about Bayside, that's where I actually grew up.
Well, I wasn't there very long because we
I was
moved.
at Cardozo, so I went there. But
where's your Islander gear? If you're a big Islander fan,
back home, they're done. They're going to be done in 5 in this series. But
well, that's good. He's already sold them out. He's already sold them out.
They're the Canes are the best team in the league right now. We have a horrible matchup, I'll tell you that. But you are definitely the crazy Eddie of the Gusbuster field. So I give you a lot of credit. You know what? I thought it was going to be worth 99 cents. I actually have one. I think it's worth about $1.50 nowadays. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I would doubt that be true because if Tiger Woods is writing me a check, I must be doing something right.
He's writing you a check? Was this after he got into the car accident or before?
I've had Tiger Woods on my staff for, 20 years.
Well, I'm very proud of you, and you should be very proud of your boy, Jacob.
I am number one on the tour, and those guys have to play for money, Alan. So I can talk all the shit I want, but ultimately the product has to work. So unlike all these guys and you being the biggest heel with Oregon and all your other little fan bases, I don't have to talk shit because the proof is in the pudding. I have 3 wind tunnels to prove that I make the best product in the world for my category.
Oh my God, look at this guy. Wow.
And I even have my own Jet shirts. I can walk out of here right now and pull 2 off a rack right here in my office.
I have 10 Islanders shirts at home, and I have 7 Jets jerseys at
I'll
home.
cut you slack this time because you're away. But you return more. You're the ultimate fair weather fan.
I am not a fair weather fan. I realize this team stinks because I realize that they have the worst coach in the league. I understand that.
They're not the worst coach.
I'd rather be the Jake Asman heel than the Robert Saleh truther any day of the week. But it's weird because I don't see myself as a heel. I think I'm a realist.
I don't want to hear none of that shit. You do not root for no damn New England to win shit.
I think he's on Fantasy Island, not necessarily Stupid Town.
If
Robert Saleh is the worst coach in the league, you wouldn't have the worst coach in the league. Definition to me is Rich Kotite. So you get to that thing. The guy still got 7 wins with a defense and 0 offense. So I don't care what you say. He's not the worst coach in the league.
Dad, great call. Great debut on the program here.
Love you, Buzz. Be careful.
I'll see you later. This one's from my dad. Cheers. All right. I didn't have that on the bingo card on the Zach Wilson is traded celebration show. If you enjoyed the Steve Asman call, hit the like button. Maybe we'll do a Patreon tell-all. Robert Saleh is actually watching the show, Dad, so he appreciated the support. He says they don't see my vision. Thank you, Coach. Sexy Rexy for life with a super chat. Boom, hit it. Can we get a celebratory he stinks 3 times in a row? If you're kind enough to pay me $5, which is enough to cover my subway ticket to the Garden tonight for game 2 of the Knicks playoff series with the Philadelphia 76ers, who am I to not give you what you asked for?
He stinks. He stinks. He stinks.
You know what? I'll give you one more bonus one, all right? Because I love my
He
audience.
stinks.
There you go. It's over for Zach Wilson. That is Sean Payton's problem now. God. Kai Jets fan says, buy your dad a hat with the new logo. I will take good care of him. Don't worry. Ask him how he got the last Jet hat he owned. The big fella says, Jake, can you get a Knoble jersey for the giveaway? We might have to at this point, big fella. Knoble is sweeping the nation. Kai Jets fan says, I love Steve Asman. I do too. Kai Jets fan with another super chat. In the words of Gerald Ford, our long national nightmare is over. Except in Denver. I love it. I love it. If you want to support the family business, by the way, gusbuster.com. Throw that in the comment section. And use promo code Asman. Actually, I think it's promo code Jake at checkout. There you go. More calls right now before we wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve NYC is up next. Back-to-back Steve's on the line. What's up, Steve?
Hey, Jake. How you doing?
What's up, my friend? How are you?
Thank you. Happy Passover. Welcome back to New York.
Thank you.
I was going to ask a serious question, but this has been so much fun. Do you mind if I take it a little serious? Because I don't know if I'm going to talk to you before the draft, but I have a question.
You go for it. You waited a long time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. And by the way, Gus Buster umbrella you sent me. Awesome. And your dad's cool, dude. He sounds like me and my son, so that was fun. Anyway, serious question. Smokescreen. No one. It's just something we haven't talked about. Look what happened last year, right? I love JD. Let's give him some credit. Let's go down one path no one's talking about. If we are smoke screening, what do you think we might be doing? Is a Bowers smoke screen going to make someone trade up for him? No. Is us maybe trading up or like if there was a scenario that we're really playing everybody, what do you think it might be?
Well, I do think there's a lot of like smoke to the weapon talk. Like in the last day, we've seen everyone who covers the Jets now basically predict they're either trading up or staying and taking Bowers or whatever receiver falls to them.
Right.
I think there's legitimacy to that. I think the Jets are trying to move up, and I think that's their plan. Could I see them, potentially just staying at 10 and maybe taking one of the offensive linemen? I suppose, but the more I think about it, Steve, I think they're trying to get one of the big three receivers. I really do.
No, I agree. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying if we just all want to think, you know what? If it's a smoke screen, if that's what we're going to say it is, what would it be for, do you think? Because it might be, right?
Oh, I guess I think the smoke screen's Bowers, and they're trying to move up to get a receiver. I don't think they're going to draft Bowers at 10.
Right. Or could it be a smoke screen that we might be saying something about our trade up and it might help our trade down opportunity?
I think the Jets will listen to anyone who calls them. I don't think there's any smokescreen with them trying to move back. You know what I mean? Like you need a team that's got to call them to make that deal. Like teams call the Jets for trading back. Jets call the teams for trading up.
Right. I think we're in a great position. I'm so excited. I really am. I know you are too. Good luck to your game tonight. Islanders are not out of it. Not at all.
No, it's one game.
The Canes are tough. The Canes are very tough. But I would love to see an Islander Rangers second round. I'm an Islander fan since, ever. That we haven't seen it in a long time. And you know what? It would be great for the city. So let's all root for that no matter what.
Steven, your shirt is awesome, by the way. I'm guessing
Like
it was
that?
old and now it's new.
I was looking for the hat that has your label. I know. It's not a good one.
You did
Anyway,
a nice job.
Thanks for everything you're doing. Have a great time for the draft. And we'll talk soon.
You got it. Appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for holding. More calls right now. We're live for almost 2 hours here on the show. Hit the like button. Let's get some more Asmaniac memberships gifted if we can before we wrap up. Let's pay it forward. If you got a membership, please consider buying a membership for someone else. Phenom is up next. What's up, Phenom?
Classic show. This is a classic show. So unbelievable about your pops. I got a Walt Frazier autograph, so I'll gift him it. Gift him when I depart. He can have it. So here's to you, Mr. Asman. You did a good job. Boy, I saw where the heat comes from with your pops. He's got some heat. But just a great show. I was actually there for Zach Wilson's highest moment as a Jet, I believe. The Pittsburgh game. He gave me a reason to try to believe in him.
He did. He was great in that fourth quarter, Phenom. He was excellent those last two drives.
No question about it. He silenced the Pittsburgh crowd that day. So I wish him well moving on. I wish him no ill will. But moving on, I'm actually hoping that the Jets draft a quarterback now. I don't know if it'll happen, but it would be interesting. Give us something to talk about. But this is a classic show, man. I had to get on. I was waiting to get on this one because you have to be here. Gator was on. Your pop was on. Bobby Midnight. Lowski. Yep. Oh, my God, Lowski. We have the tremendous fan base. I said it yesterday. I love you, and the fan base is showing up for you. Unbelievable. Safe travels out to Vegas, Jake. Oh, I got my Ohio State jersey on today. I don't know if that means something, but it could.
Marvin, maybe? Yeah.
Marvin? Yeah. Let's keep that. Let's put that in prayer.
Phenom, you're the best. Thanks for the call, my man. Always love Phenom's energy. One of the great Jet fans out there. Hey, we asked for some memberships. Boom. Plumpy Boy has just gifted 5 channel memberships to Ruddy Hardman, Antonis Helen, TJ Begg, Brian J., and Mark Ellis. Congratulations. You guys are all members, courtesy of Plumpy Boy. Let's hit, how about a little free stuff sounder, if I can find it. Got so many drops, I can't even find it. Don't worry, I will be getting an actual soundboard, so I can press a button, and then boom, it plays.
Free stuff.
That didn't sound clear. What the hell?
Free stuff.
There we go. Dano says, see Baldy mock took Fashanu over neighbors. Hashtag spicy JA. I didn't see Baldy's mock. I don't argue with Baldy's thought process. Me personally, if I could get neighbors at 10, I would do it over Fashanu, but Baldy's a former offensive lineman, so I think he would lean with the O-lineman. I get it. Bobble Nick checks in. Best show I've seen so far. Lowski, thanks for the membership, and here's to paying it forward. Your pops was great, Jake. Don't inflate my dad's ego too much. He's going to call in all the time. More calls right now. Let's go to Sneakers to Boots. What's up, Sneakers?
He's gone. He's gone. Man, what a day. What a day. Beautiful day out. Knicks play tonight. Earth Day is today. Can't beat it. But this black cloud is finally leaving Florham Park little by little. The sun is starting to shine through. So keep knocking on that wood to make sure we keep getting that good luck this year. Nothing but positivity. I hope your liver is going to survive this week because the first round of the draft is going to be wild. The unpredictability of it is going to be insane. And then obviously you got to follow up with day 2 and 3. So hopefully Vegas doesn't do you too dirty.
I'm excited, Sneakers to Boots, but I will say, depending on what the Jets do, it is going to be a eventful night one way or the other. It's either going to be a night of celebration or a night of, we really took a tight end at 10. But I know some of the Bauer fans are going to love it, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and hopefully that liquid IV picks you up the next day. But yeah, I mean, this Jets fan base has been through so much, especially over the past couple of years. I was at the 1 week when Zach Wilson threw 4 picks against the Patriots. I was at that horrifying film that we watched, basically a movie that felt like with Zach Wilson against the Jaguars. I was there in that rain, in that wind. It was a memory I hope to forget, but we're Jet fans, man. We're Jets fans. We're gonna go there through thick and thin. We don't care. I mean, we wear our heart on our sleeves. But I'm positive going into the draft. I do think that JD is gonna show us the way. I don't really trust Salah too much. So I guess my question is to you: is what do you think is the bare minimum, but minimum amount of games or playoff wins that we need to keep JD regardless of Salah?
I think if they make the playoffs, Douglas is probably back. If they lose in the first round, I think it's depending on what it looks like. I think the eye test will tell us a lot, like with their injuries, like what was the feel around the team at that point. I think there's a scenario where Douglas could survive and Salah's gone. I could see it. But I think until we see kind of how it plays out, they're both attached at the hip. You know, it's either they win together or they lose together. I think that's how it should be viewed for now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I just think JD has done such a great job. Shout out to your dad. What a call. I do have to praise him on his calling out the Giants fans because they do suck. They are not like Jet fans. One of my good friends is a Giant fan. It's been since he was a little kid. Doesn't even know anybody in the draft. Doesn't care about the draft. Care less. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to this fan base. We're gonna get somebody good. We're gonna at least get 12 wins this year.
Let's go. Sneakers to Boots. Bringing it. Tremendous call. Tremendous call right there. Scott Atkins checks in. He actually paid for this, people. I am so rooting for a week 1 Broncos-Jets showdown with Zach leading the way. Go, Zach. Suck it, haters. Thank you for your money, Scott, and we will see you later.
All the pieces come together in a season, it can be absolute perfection, folks, because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Jets, led by Zach Wilson, will fucking suck ass, guys.
We will see you later, Wilson Truthers. Bobblenik says, how do I gift a membership? The same way you send a super chat, when you go to send a super chat by hitting the money icon on the right-hand side, you hit buy membership. So it's just a different way of submitting a super chat. Uno Jet says, best Jet show, period. Let's go, Jets. I appreciate that. Thank you. We got the best callers, best listeners. Anyone can give Jets takes. What we have is a show. More calls right now. Big Game James is on the line. What's up, James?
Yo, Jay, can we get your flower back on? Because I lived in Mercer County. I went to Heightstown across the street from Petty School. So I know exactly where he's at. Is he originally from New Jersey or did he just went to the Petty School?
No, my dad's from Long Island, but he went to boarding school at the Petty School, and Mike McCagnon's dad was his history teacher, which I think is a very cool, random New Jersey fact.
Oh, Jesus, tapped into Christ. Well, anyway, that is a good fact. But yes, I didn't live in the Mercer County area my whole life. I moved there with my father. When my father was there from half of eighth grade all the way into Heights school. So I graduated from Heightstown. But I have props to your father more because no one in New Jersey where I live knows where the hell Mercer County or Heightstown is. And the fact that Allen is there in East Windsor, because that's where my father lives near that area from Mercer County. It's like literally central Jersey because you literally have New York and Philly radio stations. And it's Philly dominant, but radio wise, you get bordered between Philly and New York radio stations. It's so weird there. But shout out to your dad, man. I'm glad he gave you that support. He's trying to keep you in line, but most fathers can't keep us in line when we get to adult. But I was gonna call about Zach Wilson being gone, but I wanted to call and mention that shout out to Steve Asman for being a Mercer County person for a while because I went to Heightstown High right across the street from the Petty School. So I went to class of 2011 there, so it was good. But man, happy Zach is gone. It's draft week. Let's freaking go. Shout out to the Mercer County, New Jersey people and go Jets, baby. Let's do it.
James, you're the man. Good call. Sonny Crockett with a big time super chat, folks. Hit the low ski. We have the best fan base in the game. Bye-bye, Zach. Wish him well. Best for both sides. Use this for the No More Zach Jersey Fund for Johnny. Let's go, Jets. I love that. Well done, Sonny. Well done. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who started the tradition of us drinking the Henny after big-time Jet moments. Hennessy Heisman up next on the Gusbuster Hotline. What's up, Henny?
Yo, Jake, what up, bro? Long time.
You tell me.
Listen, I'm in the car right now, but I'll do it in spirit, all right?
Works for me.
Now, one more thing. Hold on, let me put my Jets hat on for this. Nah. Hey, goodbye.
Let's go.
Man, listen. I don't know if you remember, but I told this story. I was at Zach Wilson's first home game back in 2021, week 2 versus the Patriots. And I just remember that game. He threw 1 pick. He threw 2. He threw 3. Then after the 4th, me and everybody in the stadium just turned and looked at each other and gave each other the same exact look. Oh, no. We did it again.
You know, I didn't want to. I couldn't in that moment feel that way because I just invested too much in Zach Wilson being good. But deep down inside, I should have known right then and there it was never going to work out.
Right, exactly. And, you know, it is what it is. Like, we tried to – let me pull over 1 second, make sure I'm good here. But we tried to – everybody, you know, we all said good things and tried to praise him. We tried to uplift him. We tried to come up with all the excuses. But at the end of the day, when a quarterback needs everything to be perfect, you're not the guy. Plain and simple. Like, everybody said Joe Burrow looked good year 1, but guess what? He needed an O-line. Instead, they drafted Jamar Chase, and he took them to the Super Bowl. So another thing, like what Rodgers could do is he might not need an O-line, but if we could give him that extra weapon, I'm team weapon all the way, man. So, listen, we got this guy off the team. The Black Cat is out of there. Football is fun again. Don't forget about that.
Oh,
and,
God.
I'm ready to go for this season. Let's go. I'm back. Hennessy Osmond is back, baby. Oh, hold on. My daughter wanted to say hi. No. Say hi, baby. No. Oh, she's upset now.
Uh-oh. Was she a Zach Wilson truther?
Definitely not. No. Zach almost made her not become a Jets fan, but she's back on board now. Let's go.
I love it. Hennessy, you're the man.
Let's go, guys.
Cheers, brother. That hat is great, by the way. Where'd you get that jet? Is that a jet hat?
Oh, yeah. It's a Jets hat. I got it last season. Let me see. It got the little logo right there.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. And it's a little bit of a lighter green. I got it last season.
That looks good. I haven't seen anyone ever wear that hat, so that's unique.
Yep. All right, bro. Take care, man.
Henny, you're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Hennessy Heisman. For those new to the show and wonder why we drink Hennessy, it all started when the Jets played the Bills 2 seasons ago. They were 13.5 underdogs. And Hennessy Heisman called into the show and said, when the Jets upset the Bills on Sunday, Jake, you have to come on the air and drink Hennessy with me. To which I said, deal. Well, the Jets stunned the Bills that day at Jet Life, and a new tradition has been a part of the show ever since. When great moments happen for the Jets, we drink Henny. Anything is possible. Hit the Henny emoji in the chat if you're an Asmaniac. 2 more calls as we've gone live for 2 hours during this Zach Wilson is no longer a Jet celebration. Jay Coleman up next. What's up, Jay?
Hey, Jay, guess what? He's gone. I ain't got no Henny, but I got this. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Woo! Yeah, baby. Yes. Jets, Jets. He's gone, brother. He's gone. And guess what else is gone? This silly fucker right here. This goddamn fucker right here I can't get rid of. This motherfucker. Oh, I know. This motherfucker, silly rabbit tricking my kids. Get the fuck out of here, asshole. Anyway, he's gone, brother. He's gone, baby. He's out the building. Yes. God is good all day, baby. Woo!
Jay, well done, man. Well done.
Yeah, man. Hey, did you Ian from Jet Central broke this? You know, we hired a new offensive coach.
I talked about it last week. They hired a new assistant O-line coach. Yes.
Yeah. He seems like he did good in like D2 and D3 and whatnot. So hopefully he can help this line out, the tight ends out, and everything. So I'm looking forward to that.
Look.
Yeah, man.
Any help Keith Carter could get, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not, brother. No, it is not. Jets, Jets. I just wanted to chat with you for a little bit before I cook dinner, buddy. But it's a great day in Jetland, baby. Great day in Jetland. I can't tell you.
All right. Jay, I appreciate the call, man. Excellent job. Call back anytime. Bobblenik says, sorry I couldn't gift a membership. Only gave me an option for super sticker or super chat. Close enough, Bobblenik. We appreciate the thought. It should give you an option that says gift memberships, though, when you hit the super chat. Maybe you can't do it from the phone. I'm not sure. Alex with a super chat. He writes in, not a Zach Wilson fan. Pleased to not have to talk about him on this team anymore. I'm sure Truthers will be here if he does anything meaningful in Denver. The Truthers are going to try and come out and about after Zach looks good in a preseason game. Get ready. I will laugh in their face. Yeah, I would say the second overall pick in the draft, 4 years into his NFL career, should be able to play pretty well against plumbers and insurance salesmen. With all due respect. Talk to me when Zach Wilson ever becomes a starter at a high level in the NFL again. It's not happening. Neil, up next. Hello, Neil.
I'm a little late to this show because I was out at the florist buying my bouquet for the coffin of Zach. I'm officially going to put this on his jersey and put it in my room downstairs. The jersey will be underneath. It's in my room. I put the jersey, put the flowers on top, and we can finally say goodbye to the child, as King most likely said. And I think to end your show, we should play that press conference one final time when you asked Robert Saleh some questions, and me and the King were going off on Zach.
Well, Neil,
you got that up? You got that somewhere in your?
I'll tell you what, Neil. We have a couple options here to end the show. What I was thinking of doing was playing probably my most famous Zach Wilson rant after the Jaguars game 2 years ago. But your press conference with Saleh, where the two of you guys, you guys kind of got into it over Zach Wilson last year, that was definitely on the short list. So, who am I to not oblige? Let's play both.
Hey, Robert, thanks for taking my question. With Zach starting again Sunday, does he have any compromising photos of you or someone else in the organization?
No, it's a fair question, Jake. I'm going to take the fifth on that one.
What the hell is this going backwards bullshit? You don't go backwards. You throw the ball out of bounds with your big goddamn arm, and you go back in the fucking huddle.
No, it's a fair question, Neil.
This is bullshit.
Jose Feliciano, the blind Puerto Rican guitarist, can see that he is terrible.
This kid does not want to run with the ball.
Are you kidding me? This is the shit I'm talking about. You bitch's ass. You did his ass on my damn field.
No, it's a fair question, King.
The third damn year we are seeing this in Neptune.
He's not trying to win the goddamn game.
You gotta be kidding me. Send his ass the fuck down.
I could have made 20 yards with that goddamn hole.
If your quarterback cannot play in the NFL, they get rid of him.
Oh, there's one of his 27-second throws. Oh, it's amazing. I don't give a shit.
If you cannot play football, get your ass off the
And
field.
walk around and wipe Rodgers' ass because that's all you're good for.
And you're sitting here defending this bullshit.
If I see Zach Wilson go on that field, me and Lowski are going out personally, and we're going to take his ass off the field.
It is torture, man.
God damn it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the great press conferences in the history of the New York Jet franchise. What a show. Hit the like button on your way out of here. I see we got 714 likes. That's a huge number for a show that hasn't even ended here. We're going to wrap up shortly. Got a couple super chats at the buzzer. Mother effing Chew writes in, Zach going to be the water boy in Denver. He's got to, like, in all seriousness, right? He's going to be the water boy. He's not guaranteed a roster spot on the Broncos. He's not. Denver's barely paying him. They traded a 7th-round pick to get him, a 6th-round pick, a pick swap. All right? He ain't a lock to make the team. All right? And I'll give you a little mother effing chew.
Choo, mother effing chew.
All right? Shout out to the Lane Train. Shout out to Knoble. Knoble to the Jets at 10. Make it happen, Douglas. I got to trade up for him. Forget Marvin. Coming all the way up to 1-1. Forget Caleb. We want Knoble. That's what we want. All right. All right. I think I got one other super chat to get to here. Benny Baboon. Been with us a long time, Benny. Appreciate you. You said it last season, Jake. Sal would know how to game plan against Zach. We're going to beat his ass next season if we face him. Man, if Robert Saleh went up to the podium last year after they shut down Jalen Hurts, they shut down Mahomes, they shut down Allen, and said we embarrassed some of the best quarterbacks in the league, you realize what the Jet defense would do if they ever got to play Zach Wilson in the game that counted? I'm telling you, for all you negative Jet fans, same old Jets, Zach's going to start for the Broncos. He's going to beat the Jets. I will laugh in your face as the Jets destroy Zach Wilson. I would worry for Zach's safety in that game if you let the Jet defense, which has been robbed of the playoffs for 2 straight years, because to quote King Lowski, this inept child, if they got a chance in a game that counted where they could actually hit the guy, actually make plays on him. Oh, I wish. I hope. I really do. 2 more super chats. Actually, just one. Hennessy Heisman. Boom. We need Robert Saleh to call into the show. I know he has the Hennessy out too. Oh, yeah. Forgot to mention. Let's go, Knicks. Knicks in 4. Knicks in 4. How about win tonight? Let's go up 2-0. Tyrese Maxey questionable with illness. Embiid questionable, not at 100%. I'm sure he's going to play. Knicks got to win tonight. I will be at the Garden. I'm looking forward to being there with all the Knicks fans as we were on Saturday. Thanks again to everyone who called. What a show. Join the Patreon. If you want to watch my exclusive interview, 30 minutes long, with Thomas Morstead, become a Patreon member. If you've ever wanted to support me, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. You get all the bonus shows, Discord access, this show ad-free, this show as a podcast, all the other perks that you hear me talk about constantly. Thank you all for your support. And in honor of the end of the Zach Wilson era, we go back to December of 2022 when I finally had it with Zach Wilson as the Jet quarterback. Have a good night, everybody. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Islanders.
Well, we start with the quarterback. All right, I'm going to get into it. We'll take your calls. I'm sure the Zach truthers will try and make excuses for Zach Wilson. Enough. He sucked. He was god-awful. And tonight was Zach Wilson's last start as the Jet quarterback ever. Barring injury, he's done. I'm sorry. I hate saying it. It's not personal. He seems like a nice kid. He's not the answer. He's not. Sorry. I don't want to hear any other takeaway from this game. You want to blame the offensive line? Sure, blame them. They were not good tonight. You want to blame the defense? That's the laziest take, and we're not allowing it. The defense allowed 19 points. That's a bad effort. They're on the field the entire game because this quarterback stinks. Stinks. And I like Zach Wilson. I've defended Zach Wilson. I've tried to be patient with Zach Wilson, but it's enough. Zach Wilson truthers, he stinks. The guy is terrible. He stinks. All right? Stop defending him. He's got the lowest passer rating in the NFL this season, the lowest completion percentage in the NFL this season. He had the lowest passer rating in the NFL last season. He had the lowest completion percentage in the NFL last season. He hasn't gotten better. I was patient with Zach because he does have talent, because he does have potential, but it's not working. It is not working. He is not the guy. This team is too good to be 7-8. All right, this defense had a, quote, bad game. They give up 19 points. 19. How dare the defense do anything? Come on, man. The quarterback stinks. He's not the guy. He has not improved. He has not gotten better. He is the same quarterback we saw last year. I defended him last year because we saw flashes. You see that from rookies. Then they get better. You know who got better? Trevor Lawrence got better. All right, watching some of the throws he made tonight. You know who got better? Justin Fields got better. Zach Wilson hasn't gotten better, period. You need your quarterback to make plays. They had 3 points against the Jaguars defense that allows over 23 a game. They're a bottom third defense. You're at home. Your season's on the line. And you scored 3 freaking points. Enough. Enough. I'm not dealing with the Zach Wilson truthers. If you're a Zach Wilson truther, you're out. You're not on the show. You're gone. We're not doing it. If your takeaway from this game is not that the quarterback is holding this team back, I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. Seek help. I know I need help because I sat in MetLife and I'm going to have pneumonia from this garbage. Enough. I'm tired of it, man. This team is too good to be 7-8. They were 6-3. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. They have everything in place besides a franchise quarterback. And I don't know if Mike White's the guy, but I know he gives the team a better chance to win the last 2. And then I'll bring him back, and I'll bring in Jimmy Garoppolo, or I'll beg for Aaron Rodgers to come here, or I'll beg Derek Carr to come here. I don't know, but I do know the answer is not you run it back with Zach Wilson because, Jake, he needs more time. Enough. He's not playing well. He's playing awful right now. And the second any quarterback comes in, the offense magically looks better. Explain that. Oh, but it's Mike LaFleur's fault. Stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Enough.